Hi there, my name is Lo. Welcome to my channel where I discuss everything between Hermes and grocery bags. Last week you saw a reveal or a bit of a review or first thoughts about this Tod's Gommino bag that I had received but that I actually had not ordered, and I didn't want to tell you quite yet what the bag was that I actually had in mind, but this week I'm here to present it. A bit more time has gone over this, to be honest, but I pre-record most of my videos, so along the way I get to reshuffle them a little bit, and well, by now I have indeed purchased the bag that I wanted to get instead of that Tod's Gommino bag. And today we will therefore be discussing or kind of reviewing the Tod's destyling bag or destyling bauletto or whatever it's called. Let's just get it out of its dust bag and show you what I'm talking about. So here it is, this Tod's destyling bag. It's kind of an iteration of the original Tod's D-bag, I think it's called. It is a very well-known style of bag because Princess Diana used to carry it. I'm a millennial, even though I cannot consciously remember Princess Diana carrying this Tod's D-bag. I can very much appreciate that a number of bags have been named after her because these were bags of her choice. And I kind of enjoy the heritage in that sense that is behind this bag, because I think it's actually one of the more casual bags that she used to carry, opposed to, for example, the Lady Dior bag, which is a bit more structured and posh, if I may say so. This is a black bag. I'm not quite sure what the actual name of this color would be. Let's just call it black. I'm also not quite sure what the leather on this bag is. It is very clearly leather. It's a little bit grained, but it's really fairly smooth opposed to other bags that I have. And yeah, let's just give you a tour of the bag while I talk about dimensions. So the width of this bag is 25 centimeters or 9.8 inches. The height is 17 centimeters or 6.7 inches. And the depth is 14 centimeters or 5.5 inches. So it's actually, it actually has quite a wide base opposed to a lot of other bags that I have that are similar size. As you can see, this is a top handle bag, but it also comes with a crossbody strap, which I'll show you in a bit, and it attaches to the D-ring over here and over here. This is again one of these bags that are fairly symmetrical. I really love how the zipper goes all the way down to here. This is actually something you can detach, although I'm not really quite sure why you'd want to do that. Also, once detached, you will have to go into the bag to reattach it. But yeah, technically you could really take out these sides, remove them from the strap. It's similar pretty much on all sides. It has feet on the bottom, which is a really nice detail. The bottom of this bag is not super structured, but it's also not very big, so it's not that much of an issue. And it even says Tod's on the feet of this bag. It's a bit hard to show on camera, but it is a very nice detail. On the top, beautiful, very chunky zipper with two zipper pulls, so you can open it up like this, or you could completely move them to one side, but I just like to have them in the center and just let the zipper tabs hang. How they've attached these top handles I found really interesting and very nicely done. As you can see, the tabs of the handle, they stick out from the bag a little bit more. These are very structured yet beautiful details. They allow for the top handle straps to be connected. These straps cannot move all the way down because of this construction. I don't really mind that all that much. The straps will tend to just stand up on their own. And although I love top handle bags that you can also crossbody or wear as a shoulder bag, it always kind of bumps me out if straps fall down by themselves. Even if they lay flat on the body of the bag, I just don't really like it all that much. So with these smaller bags that you might crossbody, I really prefer for the top handles to stand up on their own and not go their own way while you're crossbodying the bag. Moving on to the inside. This is a strap. Tod's straps seem to always come within their own dust bag. I was kind of confused by this because when I got this bag, the strap was actually not in the dust bag, but I got this dust bag separately and I was wondering like, okay, what is this additional dust bag for? But okay, it's for the strap. As you can see, the inside of this bag is very spacious. I have this care card inside of here. Let's take that out for a second. I'm not quite sure what the inside of this bag is made of, but it feels a bit like polyester or some other artificial fabric. Would have been perhaps nicer if they would have chosen like cotton or linen or microfiber. On the inside here you have this tab that says Tots genuine leather, made in Italy. So this bag is made in Italy, or at least partially made in Italy, because with these things you never quite know. And it has 2 slit pockets over here, but these, as you can see, are not very wide. This is a small bag on the outside, but on the inside, as you can imagine. We'll try this out in a little bit in the what fits section, but I'm actually thinking that a lot will fit in this bag. Here we have the strap. This is a very nice, fairly thick strap. It is obviously removable. It is also adjustable. The length of this strap is between about 107 to 127 centimeters. In inches, that would be 42 inches to 50 inches. It has 5 adjustments, which are about 5 centimeters apart. It also has this additional piece of leather that will hold the strap together, and I can always appreciate if straps have these bigger holes like this, where it is not all that difficult to adjust the strap. As you can see, it comes off very easily and it's very easy to put back on, yet once you pull on the strap it will be locked in place. So very much like that. The clasps are of very decent quality and they also swivel, which is always a nice detail. And it also says Tots over here on the clasp, which again may be a bit difficult to see. Forgot to mention, by the way, that also here on this button it says Tots, both on the bottom and upside down on the top. Overall, this bag has some very nice detailing. The leather is very nice. It's, on the one hand, it's somewhat squishy and soft. You can squish this bag a little bit, so it's not too structured, but it feels like very decent quality, and the piping that is on this bag is really nice. I'm also realizing right now that the handles, they're put on there kind of in a way that you might expect them to be the other way around. So this part of construction, which I would usually expect to be more on the inside of the bag, is actually on the outside, but I can imagine to some extent that it makes sense so that this part over here doesn't poke into the leather on the inside. So overall, not a very hindering detail, but it's something that I'm just realizing now. Let's see what fits in this bag. I've pulled out the regular stack of things that I will usually try and fit in a bag. Let's start a bit ambitious with the A5 notebook. This does actually fit, but I did have to maneuver and hassle quite a bit to get it in, so this perhaps not something that I will take on a daily basis, but it is something that you could technically bring, especially if you have a bit of a smaller notebook, because this one, as I'm always saying, is quite big. So let's carefully get this out again. Full-size wallet, similar story, does kind of fit, but does require a bit of maneuvering to get it in. Let's just keep that in for now. Water bottle does fit, still not really distorting the bag all that much. Sunglasses, phone, easily fit. And if you have like a pouch or a pencil case with some additional stuff. Bit of a squeeze, like I've filled it up completely, but it does fit. So really quite pleased about the capacity of this bag. This is also reaching the point where it's already getting a bit heavy with all of this stuff inside. I always put a full-size wallet into the What Fits videos for reference, because I don't actually use a full-size wallet. So without that, I can more easily pop in a pouch. So I think this is a great bag for just going out for a day. Also because you have the shoulder strap or the crossbody strap, so if you don't want to carry it as a top handle all day long, it's very easy to just fling over your shoulder or wear it as a crossbody and have a hands-free option. Let's talk pros and cons. Obviously, because this is just a reveal, it's a bit difficult for me to estimate how this will actually do in real life. I will have to carry it at least a couple of times to get a better estimate of that. But overall, at least I'm very pleased with the quality I'm getting. I'm really feeling the Tots bags recently, even with the Gommino bag that I ended up sending back. It was mostly because with the suede, I felt that it was not really worth the investment, but I'm actually still keeping an eye out on that bag. Tots really has amazing quality. I would have to say that they are also quite on the pricey side. But with this destyling bag, for example, it's really fairly easy, at least over here, to get a good deal on them, buy them with like 50% off or even more, which makes it price quality wise, I think, really quite a good purchase. Like the detailing is beautiful when it comes to the hardware on this bag or the zipper pulls, for example. The stitching is great. The leather feels gorgeous, and I cannot really wait to start wearing this bag. It's also fairly practical to some extent. As I was already saying, the strap is quite nice. I appreciate that the D-rings are very subtly placed on this bag so that they don't really interfere with the rest of the aesthetic. And though this is a fairly small bag, this is one of those things that really does pack a punch. It appears much smaller than it is when you're looking at capacity or volume, and that's perhaps also partially because the width of this bag is pretty significant. Just for sizing reference, let me just pull in the Mulberry Mini Alexa, which is a bag that a while ago I also told you will pack a punch. As you can see, this bag is indeed smaller than this destyling bag. They do have approximately the same width and also, I guess, the same depth, but this Gommino bag is just a bit taller, and because of that it will fit actually a bit more than this Mulberry Mini Alexa. But this is a bag that I would consider really pretty small, but putting them side to side, yeah, it's a bit taller, but it's actually not all that much of a difference. So yeah, packs a punch for a relatively small bag. Talking about cons, yet to figure out most of them, I suppose. I can already imagine one thing that's going to annoy me, and ironically that's also the beautiful detail on this bag, and that is the zipper. When you have zippers like this, they are usually not that easy to open. I would say, especially if this bag is packed, it does run smoothly, and because it is chunky it's perhaps less difficult, but I already know that if I'm wearing this bag top handle and not crossbody, I'm going to get probably annoyed by the fact that, well, how exactly am I going to get my stuff in and out? How am I going to close up this bag? Again, will I always have to set down this bag and hold it like this on both sides and make a very conscious effort to close the zipper? So, I mean, because this is a crossbody bag, if you're wearing this crossbody, it's probably not going to be so much of an issue because you actually have your hands available to open the bag. But if you are wearing this as a top handle, this is probably a bag that you are going to need to put down to easily open and close the zipper. So that will most likely influence the way when or how I am carrying this bag. But let's see how much that will get on my nerves in real life. So based on my initial thoughts, would I recommend this bag? Well, I'm definitely not going to send it back. I think it's really beautiful. I think it's really stylish. I think it's quite casual, yet also a bit edgy. Originally, I saw this bag in a Luxfy video, and when I saw it, I was immediately drawn to it. I very specifically chose the small model. There's also a bigger, I think that's called the medium version. This one is referred to as the mini or the micro. I think both are right now not really available anymore on the Tod's website, but there are still a number of e-commerce retailers that sell these bags, and otherwise you can pick them up pre-loved. But yeah, I think it is really gorgeous. Also, I thought of this bag as a bit less edgier alternative to the Balenciaga Neo City Classic bag. That is this one over here. So as you can see, these are very different bags, but they do to some extent have this similarity in terms of being these top handle bags, also top handle crossbody combination with this sort of trapezoid shape, which is much more pronounced in the Balenciaga bag than in the Tod's bag. And although I really love this bag, I think this is a very awesome bag. This is also a very edgy bag. It has a lot going on. The very long straps over here, you have the zipper and all the hardware, and you have these buckle details on the front. So this is a much edgier bag. Also has the braided detailing here in the handles. I also don't quite like as much that on this bag the D-rings are really put on the top of the bag, and that you also have these pieces of leather here that you obviously need to support those rings. These always kind of stick out. So I think that overall this Tod's destyling bag is a bit more of a subtle alternative to a very similar shape. Also, both these bags have these zipper tabs that pull on a bit further. But yeah, with this Balenciaga bag, they can pretty much move everywhere. And with this Tots bag, they're very neatly held in place. So I think it's really a matter of what type of style you are trying to go for. This is a very cool and edgy bag. It's a lot more structured. I think this is a bit more of a casual yet also classic bag. And I was very happy to get this one in the smaller version because I feel that the medium of this one is quite bulky and it's almost more like a business type of bag, while with the Balenciaga bag I wasn't as happy to get the smaller one. And I already said in an earlier video that especially with the nano of this type of bag, I feel that there's just too much going on the front of the bag opposed to the total size of the bag. So it worked out that I was really happy having this size of the Tots bag and having this size of the Balenciaga bag. That's just something for you to think about if you're really into this bag, but you're a bit concerned about how to style it, or you think it's a bit too edgy, then this might be a very nice alternative that will also not break the bank as much as buying a bag from Balenciaga. That's it for now. Very happy and excited to start using this bag. I know it's not a very popular one, but it is still readily available, at least it is over here. I hope you found it useful and or enjoyable. If you have any questions, drop them down below for me in the comments and I'll get back to you. Remember, for now, there's a styling, a situation and a taste for everything, so don't judge, wear whatever bag you like. Until next time, or as we would say in Dutch, doei!